G'day humans, Chris Stead here. Today I'm reviewing Koala's Beauty Sofa Bed. Now I'm really intrigued with this product. It's a $2,500 product, but it's going to give me a queen sofa bed, theoretically with Koala's mattress technology available, and I believe this is the mattress here. So as you can see, it's quite a lot of boxes have come. So we've got the 5 boxes here. I'm going to guess that that's the mattress. And then we've got the base, the arms, and the other bits and pieces which I'm going to assemble for you guys so you can see what it's like, and I'm going to be able to get back to you on what that process is like and whether it's challenging or not. Now the reason why we're going for this is because this is our guest room that we're standing in right now, and we did previously have a queen mattress, just a queen bed sitting in here, which was just used sporadically throughout the year. If we had our guests over, it probably spent the best part of 340 days a year unused. And I want to make better use of this space. I've got a teenage boy now coming into high school. He needs a place to be able to go away and do a bit of study. So the idea is that this sofa bed is going to be able to sit against this wall. It's going to roll out when we've got guests here, and it's going to provide a really good quality, comfortable experience, not kind of like a cheap sofa bed feel. It's going to feel like a really nice, beautiful place to sleep. And then I'm going to be able to pack it up and just have some modular desks in here and basically get 2 uses out of this room. That's my plan, and that's why I'm excited about this product. So I'm going to start by a bit of an unboxing so that you can get your head around just what we're going to be doing here, and then I'm going to have to start assembling it and we'll see how we go. All right, so where to start? I can only assume this is the mattress, so I'm going to leave this for the moment because it's going to take up the most amount of space. Now I did look, there is a QR code on the box. Here you scan that, it takes you to a video instructions on how to assemble it, so that's really good, that's really handy, that's exactly what you want. But there's no specific order in which they've opened up the boxes. It's just a case of kind of getting it all out, getting it all in front of you, and then going from there. So with that in mind, I'm just going to start. It's worth noting that these boxes are pretty heavy. I've almost got kilograms on this. So this one's 31 kilograms and kind of an awkward shape. Some are a bit less. This one is, well actually that's 32. Maybe that's just easier to carry because it's thinner. So there is a lot of weight in this. I guess it is a sofa in a box. Okay, so I got it all out. So this is all the parts. Now as I was pulling it out, it was pretty self-evident what each of the sections I was pulling out, what they looked like. Heavy materials, really well packed. As you can probably see, there were no wheels or anything on the boxes to help get them around. They're just boxes, but they were well packed inside. There wasn't anything loose. It's all been wrapped in this recyclable plastic, at least if you can find someone to recycle soft plastics. And now it's all out of the boxes, it's not too bad. It's not taking up as much space as I thought. So I'm going to hold off opening this for now because I just need the space to assemble the rest of the mattress, or the rest of the sofa bed, because that's going to go obviously on the sofa bed once it's assembled. But if you have a look over here, you can see that's a serious load of cardboard I'm going to have to deal with. So I'm literally just going to have to take that straight to the tip. There's nowhere for me to store that in the house. So take note, you will need to do a cardboard run to the tip pretty much straight away, or have a council cleanup organised. Okay, all right, well the next step I guess is to assemble it. So let's get about that. Let's do this! Okay, so when you're putting these arms in, the holes didn't line up for me. And the reason is because you slot it into the two things, which is a really awesome design, theoretically, so you can do by yourself. And it slots in and holds it. And once you slot it in, you kind of need to tilt it that way. And then the hole kind of drops into the spot where you need it to. So that's something to know. So I ended up propping the couch up with a little bit of stuff underneath it, some cardboard just from packaging, so that it was off the ground, so I could get the back to kind of drop a little bit. Now both sides were exactly the same, so it makes me think that it probably wasn't a hole error, or like a drill error, and it's actually supposed to be like that. But it makes you think that it's broken, but it's not. It's really, really smart design. So you put it down on the screws and then it folds over and perfectly sits on the other screws while you tie it off. Very impressed. Right, so when you're putting the legs in, little bits of fabric sticking across the holes to stop it from threading, so it's actually a little bit of a pain just to make sure the fabric's out of the way. Using this to just pull the fabric and get the thread in was the trick. The armrest here has got zippers on them, so you must obviously be able to unzip them to wash, which is, I'm glad they've included that as a feature. It's not on this though. But yeah, he's on the armrests. So I just put those wooden slats in the back here, and in the corner underneath there's a space so you can put a power cable up, which is really cool. So obviously you can just sit your phone or something in there and charge it overnight, or anything you want in there. Portable esky, but yeah, neat. Okay, so we're trying to work out whether or not this is our error or their error. So basically, you've got this sitting on here, which is going to hold the mattress up, and it's stuck between this railing and this railing, but this isn't wide enough. So what's happening is it's falling through as soon as you put any weight on it. So the screws are in the right place. We've got to try and basically work out how to move this one and this one a couple of mils this way. So that's what we're going to try and do now. Okay, so we've solved the problem. And what it basically was way back at the start, when you've got to slide these side arms in on both sides, you need to get the holes properly in the middle. So there's a screw point down here, which you might be able to see hopefully in the light's a bit poor. See this here? Yep. So this has to go in to a hole. Now when I had it originally, I couldn't get the arm down far enough. So the screw hole was only just enough to thread. And that kind of 0.5 centimetre was enough for the base to keep falling out of the rail. So what we've done to fix it is we've taken it back up, and over here, we've got these bits. Because basically the arm has to go past the cushion, which you can't do if you're just lying it flat like it says in the instructions. Instead, you've got to get two of these things down to support the back, so that you can then push the arm with your body weight past the back of the chair. So there's two of these here, and the other two are here, and that's how we managed to leverage it high enough to be able to push the arm down. As soon as we did that, the screw went into exactly the perfect spot. So that's the fix. Okay, got it done. So came in a couple of gremlins. There's one bit of the instructions which I think they definitely could have done a lot better, would have solved us a lot of headaches. But otherwise the design's actually kind of smart and straightforward. I'm actually kind of happy with it. It's got a really interesting smell. It smells like hay, or like being on a farm, like a really organic smell. So I don't know if it's something to do with the fabric they use, but just I open it up and it smells like hay bales. It's actually really awesome. It doesn't smell like plastic or anything like that. So random, but cool. Other than that, I'm just obviously now got to get on it and test it. But the only thing that was weird is that you sleep that kind of, I'm trying to do this in reverse, head to toe. So basically, you don't sleep out towards, away from the couch like you do with traditional sofa beds. I never picked up on that. You actually sleep in between. So for someone like me who's huge, it's a bit more difficult because I'm going to hit the armrests. But if you're a normal sized human being, you'd be right. But it means if you're sharing a queen size bed with someone's going to be on the far side and have to climb over you to go to the toilet or whatever. But the use case in rooms which don't allow that, have that space to come all the way out forwards, is awesome. So, let's see what it's like to sleep on. Righto, so it's a couple of months later and we've been using this a bit. We've had a couple of guests over. I've stayed on it myself, just trying to get a feel for how it is, and I've used it a lot as a seat as well. So this was the Beauty Sofa Bed from Koala when I first got it, but it's actually had a name change and it's now called the Byron Sofa Bed. So sorry for any confusion there, but it was Beauty, but it's been changed to Byron. Don't know why, but it is. And so I'm going to get into some thoughts now about what it's like to actually use, whether it's actually fit my use case, and whether or not it's going to fit your use case. And we'll start with getting into some specifics. So there's 6 different colors that you can choose between. I believe this one's called Morning Grey. So there's a couple of, they're kind of like subtle colors, but there's a variance of them. So I think a few of them actually would have worked quite well in this house, but this one I think looks really nice. You're going to get a 120-day night trial. So it's the same as what you kind of get with the mattresses from Koala. You get 120 nights to trial it out. And we have tested that. Me and my wife, we've tested this before. We've got a mattress in, tested it, and then sent it back just to see what the process was like. And it does work pretty much as advertised. They came, they picked it up, the money went back into our bank account. There wasn't really any questions asked at all. So that is something that you can actually have faith in, which I think is good to know. And it comes with a 5-year warranty. Now that's half of what you get with the mattresses from Koala. They're 10-year warranties, I'm pretty sure. So, but 5 years is still pretty solid, especially for something that's going to be used, potentially all day, as well as during the nights. Now, in terms of the way it's actually made, now it is a 3-seater that rolls out into a full-size queen, and I'll show you that in a sec. And it's made out of polyester, 30% of which is recycled. The cushions, which are effectively the mattress, have 3 layers. So we speak a lot about mattresses and how many layers they're built out of. This is built out of 3 layers. The bulk is a polyurethane foam, the support layer, and that's topped with a softer polyurethane comfort layer, and it's all wrapped in a polyester wadding layer for just a little bit of extra softness at the end there. The frame is a mix of steel and FSC certified wood, and that wood is a mix of ply and MDF, except for the shelves, which I'll show you in a sec, but they're Croatian ash. So a weird choice, but a nice little, I guess, bit of elegance there. Now, let's dive into the actual couch itself. So when you sit down on it, it's really quite a firm couch, very sturdy. You definitely, I think it's one of the most important things to note with this particular Byron sofa bed is that it doesn't feel like it's been trying to be two things at once. It does feel like a really robust and well-made couch that then becomes a sofa bed, which I'll talk about in just a sec. Now, as you can probably see, I'm quite deep here on this couch. It's actually like, I'm a big dude, I can sit here cross-legged. I like the depth. You can easily fit 3 people on here, as you can see. And the support goes right up underneath my knees. So it's actually quite a nice couch to be on. Now this layer itself, like I said, it's firm. It's actually kind of the bottom of the mattress. So as you'll see when I fold this out, so inside on the bit you sleep on, it's a lot softer, but out here it's a bit firmer. It's not a luxe feel like leather might be. You don't kind of sink into it really. It's kind of got not abrasive, but just very textured feeling to it. It might not be to everyone's tastes. I don't mind it. But it's something to keep note of if you want that kind of like really soft feel on the skin, leathery kind of sensation. You're definitely not going to get it here. It's got more of a fabricy feel that is very textured and, like I said, a little bit firmer. These up the back though, they're very soft. Nice big soft cushions. And I think it's important to note that the back here, even though you can't see it, it looks like it's low, I'm fully supported on my back right now. I don't feel like I'm kind of like folding in half. Sometimes I look at some of these couches and I'm like, wow, that's, your back's gonna be hard, especially a tall dude, right? You're gonna be falling off, but I actually feel, pretty secure on this. The one thing it doesn't have is wide arms. But I have seen in other Koala sofa beds, so there's a few in the range, this is the Byron, they have a wider arm. So that's something that you might be able to rest, say, a drink on, or your phone, or anything like that. These have the thinner arms here, which probably aren't going to deliver. Well, you can't put anything over that. There you go. But yeah, as a couch, definitely happy with it. I think it's a really good couch, and couches in general are quite expensive. So the fact that this doubles as a sofa bed is a bonus, right? So that's the couch side of these things, or the sofa side anyway. Let's look at the bed side of the sofa bed. And I'll roll it out for you so you can see how, so I'm really quite stoked with the design of this. It's my memory of sofa beds are, pulling those things out, crunk, 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 with the steel kind of coming out and clunking it down, and it being very springy and not very comfortable, and coming out this way as well. And that's a really interesting thing to note, that usually the sofa beds, they kind of, the queen length is this way. Here, and I should actually mention this by the way, one cushion. So it's a 3-seater, but it doesn't have like 2 separate cushions here. So you don't have that ridge in the middle of your butt. But I'll show you how easy it is. So under here, you've got this tray, and it comes out and it's like this, and just rolls all the way out. Like so, and it hits where it's supposed to hit, and that's that. And then it actually comes like that. And then you're done. That's it, kind of out. Obviously you're going to put some sheets on it and so forth. Now, there's a couple of things you probably know straight away. The first is these. Now, I didn't really notice it when I was lying on the mattress, but it's definitely a bit strange the way that this has been done. So what this basically does is, over here, there's Velcro. So you can sit that there, it sits that there, and then when you fold the bed back up, the Velcro's onto these 2 pieces here, and then that stops it from being, from slipping out on you, right? But obviously it's something you're going to have to sleep on a little bit. Now the other thing that's really, well, let's just start with some of the great things about it. Okay, the good thing about it is I fit. And I'm just under 2 meters. So it's a genuine queen. So it's a genuine 201 centimeters, I think, is a queen, and I fit quite easily, as you can see. Now, the interesting thing is it's 2 very different sensations. So where I'm lying here, it's quite firm, right? It's kind of on that, I guess it's on the sofa side of things. When you roll over to this side, like so, it's really quite soft. So I'd call that medium firm, and I'd call this side medium soft. So if you're sleeping solo, you can obviously choose whichever is good for you. It's not that bad. If you're sleeping with someone else, one of you is going to have to take one side or the other. I'm not saying that you won't be comfortable on both sides. I'm just saying that there's different. What it does mean though is that sleeping in the middle is a bit of a pain in the butt, because there's a ridge there where it goes from firm to not so firm. So that's just something that you're gonna have to keep in mind. Maybe a topper or something like that might help just kind of ease the pain a little bit. But like I said, it's perfectly fine here. I don't feel uncomfortable at all. It's a comfortable bed to sleep on. But, you know, if you're halfway through rolling, you're gonna notice it like that, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, the way that it folds out like this, there's obviously no real chance of a side table. So you're not going to have a side table on this side. It's quite low to the ground as well. So that's something to keep in mind if you're planning on having this as a secondary sleeping quarters for an elderly person, perhaps parents, something like that. Getting in and out of this bed is going to be quite challenging. So that's something to keep in mind. It's really, look, if you look low down here, you can see it's right on the ground. So that's just something you're going to have to keep in mind. With the side table thing, it's a pretty cool design, is they've got these shelves, both ends, right? This is that Croatian ash I was talking about, right through here, which allows you to store things like your phone, your book and everything like that. So you're going to have access to that kind of thing on this side, but obviously on the other side it's going to be more difficult to have any sort of bedside table, and it's not the sort of thing you're going to be able to stick a lamp in or anything like that. But you do have something there that you can put things into. It's just a little, and it's worth noticing there is holes at both ends down the bottom for you to feed a cable through so that you can charge your phone. What's interesting is you can hear that. It's not very elegant in the way that it goes up and down. It's like you can see it's really pushing into the cushion here. So that's a bit of a curiosity. I don't know why they cut it so close. That's really more than enough space and anyone's really going to need for a one night sleepover or something like that. But that's, you know, that's something to keep in mind. Now, I just you can see then. So I stood on the difference between the hard and the soft there, and it almost set me flying. And as you can probably see now as well, this is the other point that I was keen to make, is you can see that it's not coming out this far. And this is I think talks very much to the use case for this particular sofa bed style, is if you're in a really tight room this way, then you can have the couch and it's not coming out the full 2 meters. So if this was a traditional queen kind of going that way, which you might expect, it would coming out to about here. So it's going to another 50 centimeters, right? So you're going to really kind of cramp this room a little bit and potentially cramp your room. So that either makes it, that's the pros and cons. The con is that you've got no real chance for any sort of bedside table, and realistically at this height you wouldn't be able to reach over the arms anyway, but in a more traditional sofa bed height you can. But then you're going to need more space this way, and you're probably not going to have a full 3-seater, you're probably looking at a 2-seater. So there's a couple of things to think about there. All right, well let's pack this back up into a couch and I'll show you how that goes about. So it's literally just a case of, you can get those Velcro straps out like I showed you before if you want to. I actually haven't found it slipping off anyway. And then we've got this here. Now this bit I have found to be a little bit fiddly. So it rolls in like this bit and it stops right there. And you've got to kind of lift it up and then come in. Oh, look at that, first time. So that's just a little trick that you need to do to get that into there. And then on go your couches, and it's like packed up like that, more or less, minus your sheets, obviously. And there we go. So look, the Koala Sofa Bed is an investment. You know, it's not cheap. It's just a tad over $2,000, I think, here in Australia. But couches aren't cheap in general. And I think this is actually a really well-made, quality-made product. It's as good a sofa bed as it is a couch. It's not one or the other. And doesn't really feel like it's kind of halfway between two things. It feels like it genuinely can do both. And it feels like it's going to last the test of time. It does feel sturdy. Like I said, the use case is a little bit more particular than just your classic sofa bed. You want to be able to fold it out that way. It's low to the ground, there's no doubt about it. But you're getting that 3 seats. And for us, in this use case, and the one I presented to you at the start of this video, it's absolutely fit the bill. I'm able to set up my work just in front here and use the couch and do what I need to do most days. And then when guests come over, it's pretty simple just to move everything into the corner, fold this out, and off you go without too much fuss at all. And I've got a comfortable seat during the day, and my guest has a comfortable bed at night. So realistically, I'm impressed and I'm happy to recommend the Byron Sofa Bed from Koala. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Make sure you check out my other videos. And until next time, I'll check you later. Yeah.